I've mentioned in videos in the past that I have a rather complicated history with the Lenovo Legion Go. I go really frequently flipping between whether I love the thing, or I think it's kind of dumb, or it's just a cool device that's not for me. And because of that, I feel as if that I can't offer a very unbiased opinion. And though that might not necessarily be the point to offer an empirical and unbiased opinion usually, but it's just to share my own personal experiences. But I figured it might be better to get an opinion and some thoughts from a person who has used the device as a daily driver for a while. So I enlisted the help of my relative of mine that I mentioned before that uses the Legion Go as a dedicated computer, gaming device, all sorts of manner of things you can do with this thing. And just to see how the device feels after 8 months, a considerable amount of time of using it, and whether or not I recommend it after that amount of time. The Legion Go is an amazing device so far, and it's really neat in terms of how it functions. And the longer I've been exposed to it, the more solidified my opinions are now really becoming. And thanks to using it and trying it out these last 8 months, it is clear to me that it definitely has a target audience, and it offers some amazing and unique features amongst its competitors. Not all of the devices out there that handle this PC category really the way this does. It functions a lot like the Nintendo Switch did. This is a way that you can come home, dock with a USB 4, or Thunderbolt 4 hub, and be able to use an external graphics card and have a whole hub and be able to use as many displays as you want. And then when you need to leave, you can take it with you for a slightly worse experience, but the same experience nonetheless. So it offers a very similar value that the Nintendo Switch does. But for that compromise, overall the design of the device is larger and a bit unwieldy in comparison to its competitors, versus like the more streamlined ROG Ally and the solid but a substantially thinner Steam Deck. I have small to medium-sized hands, so I don't really like how large the device feels. It's a really big and heavy device, not really comfortable or well suited for extended play sessions while sitting, because the device becomes a little too heavy to hold and you have to lower it down and rest your arms on your legs or on your sides to more comfortably hold the device for longer play sessions. But thanks to its large size, you get an amazing 8.8 2560 by 1600 display. It is a remarkably pixel-dense display. The big, beautiful display also has its own drawbacks, though. It doesn't have VRR, which is incredibly nice to have for these handheld PCs, which, don't get me wrong, I'm okay not having it, but I'd much rather not have it and get an OLED than have an IPS panel that doesn't have it. Because if I'm getting rid of VRR, I might as well have the best possible display, not a really good display. Don't get me wrong, it is a really nice screen, but if I'm not gonna get VRR, I want an OLED display, because OLEDs can't have VRR, but any IPS panel can, any VA panel can, any TA panel can. So it just seems kind of dumb, in my opinion, not to have VRR on this really nice display. Some other experiences that me and my relative have had is being able to dock it is an incredibly awesome feature. And that's not to say you can't dock the other devices out there, but specifically with the Legion Go, you can dock using Thunderbolt or USB 4 and connect an external graphics card, connect to a whole Thunderbolt hub, and have just a near infinitely expandable I/O set. It's awesome. Being able to dock your computer and have a full array of display ports, USB ports, Thunderbolt, Ethernet, anything you could possibly need can be attached to this device seamlessly. Being able to integrate it into a desk home setup would be super easy, and that's something he's done. He's turned the Legion Go into his main PC, taking it with him whenever he's at work or on a trip, and then docking it when he gets home and using it as his main computer. It's just an incredibly powerful and versatile device. he has an external GPU setup that he has an old GTX 1080 plugged into, because he plays on a 1080p monitor, and he just used what he had instead of buying something brand new. So it is an incredibly powerful setup, though relatively dated. Still, that GTX 1080 is plenty more powerful than the 780M integrated graphics on the Z1 Extreme. Having that external GPU allows him to do some real hardcore desktop gaming, though at medium or low settings, depending on how new the game he's trying to play is, because he's using a GTX 1080, but the potential for expansion is there. So in the future, if he does need more performance or needs more VRAM to play a higher end title, he can upgrade it without having to upgrade his entire PC. And if he gets a new, Legion Go device, he doesn't need to remove all the accessories. That he could just reuse all those same accessories. And even if he switches off the Legion Go or any of these gaming handhelds and goes to like a laptop, like an ultra thin laptop, he will be able to use all those same accessories on that. And I think that's the degree of flexibility that the Legion Go offers. That something I've noticed over these 8 months is that though it has a lot of features, and I don't use most of them, something I do value a lot is the flexibility. The same reason I love the Nintendo Switch so much, it's the flexibility. And seeing that consistent factor in this device really tells me that the Legion Go was relatively smartly designed and has a lot of features for a lot of different use cases, so it could be perfect for anybody who buys it. My opinion has now finally solidified on the Legion Go. I see its value. It is positioned to be the most flexible handheld, so if you're unsure of what you truly want to use this device for, get the Legion Go, because you'll be able to turn into anything you could possibly need it to be. If you don't really use it as a portable device, you can dock it at home as a powerful desktop PC with an external graphics card, or you can take it with you and have an incredibly powerful portable gaming solution. Having all those features does make it a bit unwieldy sometimes. Its larger size makes it a bit ungainly to take portably, and not being big enough to have more ports does make it a little inconvenient if you're using it as a desktop solution and you don't have already invested into that whole Thunderbolt setups before. So it will take a little bit more investment than these other devices do, but you get so many more advantages to that. So 8 months later, it is still incredibly worth it. I love the Legion Go now. Though I might not use one every day like others do, I do see incredible value on this device. And it has some of the best performance out of all these mobile gaming solutions. And that's all because it has 7,500 mega transfer per second DDR5X memory, some of the fastest memory on any of these portable gaming solutions. And on top of that, all their other competitors are now releasing new revisions, upping their pricing. The Legion Go is probably only going to get cheaper, and the performance improvements that these new devices will be getting are going to be the same thing that the Legion Go already has, faster and more memory, which might give it a few more percentage points in terms of performance, but in comparison with the Legion Go, it's going to be basically the same. I'd say that the Legion Go is probably one of the safer investments to make in terms of portable PC hardware, because we're not likely to see a radical improvement. We might see a new revision for a cheaper solution version of it, but that's still speculated in rumors. We haven't heard any official word from Lenovo, so you're not going to be leapfrogged anytime soon, and everybody else is just merely catching up to the Legion Go's current performance and overall battery performance. So frankly, it is a pretty solid bet. And even though it's going to take quite a bit if you want to turn this into a full desktop PC setup, you'll be able to utilize all those devices and adapters and docks and whatnot on future devices. They won't be locked to this specific handheld. You can use them on a laptop, a desktop, anything, opposed to something like the RG Ally in its XG mobile port that only is supported by other ASUS products, limited to exactly what ASUS offers. It is incredibly expensive to buy into, and ASUS has already dropped support for that port, so you're plumb out of luck if you bought it thinking you'd be able to use it on your next RG Ally. I love the Legion Go. Even though it's not my favorite handheld out there, it's not even the one that I recommend the most. But if you want a long-term investment and you want to make that leap into turning this thing into anything you could possibly want, I would say it's definitely worth it. Even though there are a bunch of new handhelds are coming out soon, this device will continue to be a tremendous value. I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you have a Legion Go? Are you interested in buying one? This video helped convince that this is the device for you. I'd love to hear what you guys think down below. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All the other social media garbage down below. And last but not least, have a wonderful day.